Okay, so this is the final part of chemistry chapter atmospheric pollution, and this is about ozone. So ozone is a light bluish gas. It is a light bluish color gas found in the upper layer of atmosphere, which is stratosphere. It is formed by the action of UV rays, ultraviolet rays of the sun on oxygen. So when UV rays they combine with oxygen or they act as a catalyst for oxygen, they get converted into ozone. So what is the function of ozone? Ozone layer acts as a blanket in the atmosphere above 16 km from Earth's surface. Ozone absorbs the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun and prevents them from reaching the earth. So it protects the life on earth from the harmful effects of UV rays that can cause skin cancer. Actually, that's a harmful effect. And it can destroy many organisms necessary for life in general. High energy UV rays, also known as UV, helps in breaking oxygen molecules into oxygen atoms. So O2 is broken by UV into two oxygen atoms. These oxygen atoms separately react with an oxygen molecule to form an ozone molecule. So net reaction is that three oxygen molecules are broken by UV and two ozone molecules are created.
Sir, so this process will take like more than 100 years or something, right?
Yeah, it is a very slow process. Not 100 years. It cannot be, calculated in years. But you can say that for covering the whole Earth with the layer of ozone, it takes a considerable amount of time. It depends how much area has to be covered. So the time is accordingly it will be taken. Okay. So the ozone produced absorbs UV radiations of comparatively longer wavelengths, forming oxygen molecule and oxygen atoms. So basically, ozone absorbs the UV radiation and does not allow it to reach to the surface of Earth. Now, what has happened is that the quantity of ozone in the upper layer of atmosphere is getting decreased, and this process is known as depletion of ozone. And this depletion of ozone leads to the formation of an ozone hole. And due to this ozone hole, UV rays from the sun reach the earth and they cause disease like skin cancer. So in 1980s, scientists detected an ozone hole above Antarctica. An equilibrium is set up between the generation and destruction of ozone such that under normal conditions, ozone concentration remains constant. So how much is destroyed, that same amount is regenerated. Pollutants like oxides of nitrogen, free chloride radicals, etc. are produced in atmosphere. Molecules of ozone can react with these pollutants which are produced naturally, okay, and gets destroyed. You see this picture in which ozone hole is shown over Antarctica, and that is North Pole. This causes depletion of ozone layer. So when these pollutants they increase by a substantial amount, when the balance between the production of new ozone and the destruction of ozone is lost, then the ozone hole is created or depletion of ozone layer happens. So which are the chemicals which are responsible for destruction of ozone layer? Chlorofluorocarbons are the first type of chemicals. Chlorofluorocarbons or freons enter the atmosphere because of their excessive use in solvents, aerosol sprays. You know that spray paint? Spray paint पता है सबको? स्प्रे पेंट में होता है ये एरोजोल. प्रोपेलेंट्स, रेफ्रिजरेंट्स, तुम्हारे रेफ्रिजरेटर में भी कुछ CFCs होते थे, अभी नहीं होते हैं. Now many of the new companies they have stopped using that. And blowing agents for plastic foams, उसके अंदर ये CFCs होते थे, क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन्स और फ्रेयॉन्स. So they are decomposed by UV rays to highly reactive chlorine which is produced in its atomic form. तो ये जो फ्री रेडिकल होता है क्लोरीन का, ये ओजोन के साथ रिएक्ट करके क्लोरीन मोनोक्साइड बना देता है और ऑक्सीजन गैस बनाता है. तो मतलब क्या होता है कि ओजोन यूज हो रहा है, किसके लिए यूज हो रहा है? क्लोरीन उसके साथ कंबाइन हो रहा है, क्लोरीन उसको डिप्लीट कर रहा है. सो ओजोन क्लोरीन की वजह से डिप्लीट होता है और more and more chlorine is produced due to the reaction of chlorine with oxygen, and it gets depleted further. So it gives a large scale of ozone depletion. फिर planes के जो fuel होते हैं, they also burn a large quantity of nitric oxide and other gases are emitted, and nitric oxide reacts with ozone to form nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen trioxide. इसकी वजह से भी ओजोन यूज हो जाता है और ओजोन का डिप्लीशन होता है, और इसको रोकना बहुत जरूरी है. इसके हार्मफुल इफेक्ट्स देखो. ओजोन एक्चुअली ओजोन का हार्मफुल इफेक्ट्स है, बट वो स्ट्रेटोस्फीयर में होने से हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Ozone is a poisonous gas with a chlorine-like smell. It causes respiratory problems. It damages plants and trees and also damages automobile tires and asphalt. In the stratosphere, the reactive species of chlorine gets locked up and thus unable to stop the depletion of ozone. Locking of chlorine monoxide and free radicals of chlorine is called scavenging. In the atmosphere, nitrogen dioxide scavenges chlorine monoxide and methane scavenges chlorine atoms. These scavengers react with chlorine monoxide and free radicals of chlorine. So actually chlorine monoxide को लॉक करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो क्लोरीन मोनोक्साइड और फ्री रेडिकल्स ऑफ क्लोरीन को, तो नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड उसमें हेल्प कर सकता है. बट नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड के दूसरे भी इश्यू है. इट कैन आल्सो रिएक्ट विद ओजोन टू फॉर्म to deplete it. So it's a problem. So list यहाँ पे दिया है, पूरे चैप्टर का लिस्ट दिया है. इनफैक्ट सारे पोल्यूटेंट्स है, उनके ओरिजिन है और उनके हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट है. ठीक है, और कुछ नोट्स दिए हैं. एंड द फाइनल एक्सरसाइज 8 इज गिवन ओवर हियर. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे ये चैप्टर खत्म हो जाता है. जितना बचा था हमारा, ये पार्ट यहाँ पे एंड हो गया है. ठीक है, so you guys please complete this exercise also. I've already sent this, in fact, PDF to you personally, right? Okay, so I'll end this chapter. I'll end this lecture here, and please complete the homework which is there. And this weekend, I think we'll meet for some revision of triangles.